Today I opened registration for my 2 retreats, and as I posted the announcements on Facebook, I noticed that I had a lot of terror. It is really fascinating to watch the kinds of things come up that I thought I had recovered from get triggered again when it comes to putting myself out there in business. I've been watching it for months now. It started happening with individual clients, but not too much. I noticed that I gave a lot more than I intended to give in some ways with them. And when it really got going, though, was with my mailing list. It seemed that when I put things out there, I was never sure. I was always in the business of the people on the receiving end. And it's fascinating to watch how one person can write and say, "Oh, I just love what you wrote. It helped me so much." And then 10 other people unsubscribe. And other people say, "You write too much. I'm never going to open that. I'm never going to read that." And it's just the kinds of ups and downs that it's just a tiny fragment of what goes on when you're putting yourself out there and giving the world your gifts and even trying to make money at it. And it's actually what I consider to be a pretty serious kind of almost like an insult to our sensitivities. Those of us who are trying to do it can be in a lot of pain. And I'm lucky that I have really started using that pain, the real highs and lows of, for example, having an issue with my business partner around taxes, and then that turning into one of the things that made us the closest, and that turning into an amazing other agreement we made with each other, and the kinds of things that happen almost daily with people signing on to a group, paying the money, some of them loving it, some of them saying, "I don't really have time to do this now, I want to withdraw." The kinds of things that we don't even want to talk about with other entrepreneurs, even those that are right in our group, because in some ways we are always trying to portray the image of the person who has it together enough to convey our gifts to other people. And yet I'm really concerned with the level of pain that I see people in, and I've been so lucky that I'm able to transform that into gifts, just because I've had to become a lot more aware and not just go steamrolling over the parts of me that are scared or start to doubt myself or just want to give up and not take the kinds of risks that it takes. But I've started, again, to really listen to them, to do what I'm so well trained to do now, which is to use the very messages they're giving me and find whatever it is I'm upset about related to the outside world and realize how I'm doing that to myself from the inside. How what I want from you out there is exactly what I want from myself. How I'm not turning over outcomes. Every time I look and there's fear, I always look below that to find what is it I want. What am I afraid to lose? What is the outcome that I think would be so bad? And to question that and realize that my monkey mind really can't know what would be a bad outcome. That I'm really in this kind of free fall into whatever happens, and just watching myself, watching what happens, even if the business falls flat on its face and I end up losing all my money and doing something else or getting sick. Who's to say what's the outcome that really is supposed to happen? That it's really all just about my own enlightenment to how I would create pain in myself with the things I'm believing in the moment. And so that's what actually both the retreats are about. Whether it's in your relationship with others, your children, your parents, a couple, yourself, or your relationship to your business, money, prosperity, clients, potential supporters, the stories run wild in us, and they really can create a deep level of pain where we're experiencing the part of us that is really, really little. And someone said to me today, just enjoy all that you do. Well, this is what you do when you can't enjoy all that you do. I saw a post yesterday by Eckhart Tolle that said, be the observer that's behind the thinking. Well, this is what you do when you can't be the observer behind the thinking. When you know that would be the nice way to be able to spot the thinking that's terrorizing you and just see right through it. But really when you can't, the method I teach, partly through the work of Byron Katie and through a paradigm shift that I call the reliable symmetry of happiness, is really does work with the way our brains work and catches those polarities and undoes them, and for good. Once you've seen through a thought, it's really over. So I just kind of want to say, hey there out there, those of you that are dealing on a really daily basis with the ups and downs and the self-esteem issues and the doubts and fears and pushing yourself to do things you're not comfortable with, there is a way. There's a way to make this into just the most amazing journey with yourself, where nothing that anyone on the outside is doing can be the cause of your inner demise. So join us, join me in this beautiful spot, and come to one of the retreats. I'll see you soon. Bye.